Hey guys, it's Jessica, and I am back with a project that I actually started probably, oh my gosh, probably sometime in the summer. And I came down to my craft room and decided to pick it up and get a little bit cleaner so I could like actually be in here. Um, if my craft room is like crazy and messy and unorganized, like I have a hard time being in here. So I spent some time on Christmas Day coming down and organizing and picking up, and I came across this mini album that I had started, and it was probably about 50% done, and I finished it last night. And this was a project that I started because I had a paper pad that was 6 by 6 that had about 13 pages left in it, and it wasn't really like my type of paper. Like it's I don't know, something that I'm not drawn to and I don't use often, but so I challenged myself to use it and come up with a project that I would love. And so that is what I did with this book. The paper collection that I used was this Summer Lovin' by Samantha Walker, and it's a Cartabella paper pad, and I don't have anything left. And like I said, it started out with about 13 pages out of the 24. I had taken some of the ones that I do tend to gravitate towards, like this, that chevron black and white, and the red and white polka dots, like these types of patterns. Those were all already out of this paper pad. Apparently I'd used them on cards or something. I didn't have any of this rose paper. So stuff like that, like more of the types of patterns that I don't usually use were the ones that were left. So I ended up coming up with this like summer vacation mini album, almost junk journal style of book. It measures, let's see, it's about 5 3/4 by about 4 1/4. And some of the trims I used on it were from these Webster Pages designer trim. And on the spine here, I ended up using some faux leather, and I still have some of that faux leather left, but this was something I had in my stash. I think it might be Jewel Box Supply, but I could be wrong. So I used that to cover the spine because the way I put the book together, it kind of had an open spine, and I wanted to cover that, so I used the faux leather there. I did use some of the stickers in this collection, and this is, let's see, it's a Simple Vintage Linen Market by Simple Stories. And then I also did use some stamps from this Stamps of Life stamp set, and some of like the glasses I used, and some of the sentiments in here that are kind of summer themed. So this is the cover, and I just have that die cut here from the Stamp Market, or sorry, Stamps of Life, and then a cut apart here, and I used my punch to make a sunshine in the background, and then I added some lace down at the bottom. I did end up having to pull out some ephemera pieces from another summer collection, and like this is one of them, just to try and stretch this project a little bit more, because like I said, I only have 13 pieces of that paper, so I needed a little bit extra. So when you open it up, I have a pocket here, and on the inside I have this cut apart with a tab at the top. And then I have this coin style envelope that I actually did a tutorial on many months ago, and it just has a Velcro closure. And then on this page, I have just a 3x4 cut apart with some clusters at the top. And then I use some of the Webster's Pages trim there on the side. And then if you turn the page, I made a little envelope out of a scrap of the collection. If you open it up, I have another little cluster here that I put together. And inside the envelope is some of these 2x2 ephemera pieces that came from a different collection. And I just added those to that envelope. You can use this to add like little 2x2 photos or use it as a little journal book. And then behind there, I just have this little 3x4 cut apart that I added some lace to. And then on the next page, I have a little tuck spot. And in there I have a 3x4 card, a tag that I added some trim to and then stamped at the bottom, and then another cut apart. And then on the next page, I have a cut apart that opens this way, and it's a great journaling spot. And then I have some 3x4s to add photos. And then on the next page, let's get those out of the way. I have like kind of like a double tuck spot. So it opens up this way that you can tuck something in, and then it opens up right here as a tuck spot too. So I have a tag that I made out of the paper, and then another cut apart, and I added a sticker to. And then I have a paper clip that I added some vintage seam binding to. Let's get those back in there. And then on the next page, I have a little tuck spot down here in the corner, and I have this cut apart that I added some of that vintage seam binding to, and I sewed on it with my sewing machine. And then I have this tag here. This tag is something that I made. I actually showed a bunch of these tags probably about 1.5 years ago. So I just pulled that out of my stash and added a 2x2 cut apart, and it can be, you can add photos or you can journal on it. If I can get those in, there we go. Okay, and then on this page, I took some of the scraps and I turned it into some tickets, and I stamped Fun in the Sun, and I actually did some stamping on there. And then it's a little tuck spot as well. So I have this little booklet here that opens that way, and then this that opens that way. And then on the next page, I have another tuck spot, which I added a tag to, and I sewed along the edges there. And then up here, I did add some of that vintage seam binding, and then used a piece of the scrap and turned it into a tag that a tab that I sewed on. And then on this page, I have a little glassine bag that is a tuck spot as well. And it has a tag in there that says Squeeze the Day. And then behind that is a little booklet that I put together with a brad that you can add photos to. This one opens up, and you can journal in there and add other photos. And then on the next page, I just have a little tuck spot here with a journal card, and then a paper clip that I used some of the Webster's Pages trim on. That was some of the lace. So I actually ended up cutting down some of the lace because it was really wide, so I cut it down, and then this is the scrap of that lace. And then this is the last page, and then there is the back of the book. So I am actually going to be adding this to my Etsy shop, and I'll leave a link below to my Etsy shop if this is something that you're interested in. It is jam-packed, and so you can definitely still add photos, but it is pretty stuffed full. So that is it for my video today, and thank you guys so much for being here.